Hi everyone, and welcome to Make It Happen TV. As always, we try and get the best guests on to be interviewed so that we can learn about their stories and so that they can share them with you and you can gain some inspiration and some ideas. Today we've got a show favorite, somebody that really has been taken by all of the Make It Happen audience and into their hearts, the wonderful Eljammi. How are you, darling?
I'm good. Thank you for having me again at your show.
It's nice to see you.
I know, and I think our last video was so much fun, and
You were a tough cookie though, weren't you, last video? You were
always am.
really...
Always am. It never changes.
That part of your personality that we all saw on the last episode that we filmed together gave us a really good understanding of that tough inner part of you that gave you the kind of drive and ambition that you have to be successful. Mm-hmm. What I'd like to do today is to let people try and get to know maybe the other side of you, the side of you that really I've got to know, and that kind of friendly, warm character, because I think
I'm nice, I promise.
do you know what? I think I'm really honest. I think that she's fierce. She's a fierce, strong, driven, focused, passionate woman. And when you see that kind of characteristic in people, in business, for me, it's that grit and determination that people have that really enables me to understand what their core DNA is when it comes to being successful as an entrepreneur. And without a doubt, you had that in bucket loads when I saw you last time. But since we last met, you've just gone on. A lot of
things have changed,
right? So much has happened. So give us an update as to what's happened in the last, what is it now? Amma, how long has it been since we last...
Like 4 months maybe.
No.
Even more.
I think it's been more. I think it's been like 5 months.
Okay, 5 months. So 5 months. What's happened in the last 5 or 6 months to the business?
So the first thing is that I finally launched Glam Jam Beauty Academy, which is, I think, the most exciting thing that has happened to me in 2017. And basically we launched a beauty hub where now we teach makeup, hair for all kind of women, like as a makeup artist or even as for yourself. So that happened. Now I finally have a team, of people, and what else? And I've been just doing a lot of campaigns and projects and my crazy schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a nightmare to get here to film with her. It's absolutely terrible. I saw through your social media channels a little while ago some product in stores that had your face all over it.
Oh yeah! Oh my God!
What was that all about?
I completely forgot to mention that. Yeah, it's actually a campaign that we launched in 2018. So it was a good kick for this year. So I became the face of Bioderma, which is a French brand that has skincare products, and they made me the face of their H2O micellar solution waters. So basically now you guys can find me all over the pharmacies with my tags on it, and basically it's I represent this product as in I highly suggest it to people because it was something that I was using for a very long time, and when I got approached by this brand, I was just like, oh my God, it's so funny because a few years ago, my mother introduced me to this brand, and she was like, because I used to have severe acne and everything. So she told me, okay, you know what, try this brand. It's really good. And then I started using it since then. And, it's funny how where life can take you, that you can reach to a point where, I got approached by this brand and I worked with them.
That's nuts, isn't it?
I know, it's crazy.
A lot of people out there don't know the work that goes on behind the scenes to build yourself up as a digital influencer and to build a business behind that. A lot of people think post, comment, snap,
go
this
take
kind
a
of
picture,
video, do this nice picture that, and they fall into this belief that if they do enough of that over and over again, then guess what? Luck's going to fall into their hands. They don't really understand what goes on. Can you for the benefit of people that maybe don't know you, which I think is very few now, the amount of bloody followers you have. What exactly is it that started you on this journey, and what exactly is it that you have to do every day to build your profile and your business the way you have? And give us some examples of some of the pain points that you've been through as well.
Okay, so I think first of all, it's, when I was actually talking about this a few days ago in a panel that I was doing, and I said that once you decide to be on social media, it's like a contract that you sign. You decide to put yourself out there, and there's certain responsibilities and things that you have to accept and do. You know, so first of all, if we're talking from a perspective of someone who's trying to become social media influencer, it's about, you know, being very consistent. It's about the schedule that you actually, for me, whereas now I became a proper business owner, and also I kind of juggle between being a blogger and then also being a business owner where I manage a team. I kind of have the whole schedule written down on days where, because I don't just do pictures, I do videos. So for me, it's even kind of, it takes me longer, you know, because I have to sit down and kind of properly write down ideas of like videos that I want to do. I want to make sure that it's not the same thing, that every time I kind of give people something new knowledge, new tricks, new, you know, hacks or whatever it is. So there's a lot that happens behind the scenes kind of thing. You know, you have to make sure that the content that you have is interesting for people, because right now in this world of digital media where you've got so many influencers and so many people that are trying to be public figures, you have to make sure that your content stands out kind of, and you know, it's something that will be valuable for people as well. You know what I mean? I mean, what's the point of just posting another pretty selfie and, you know, okay, what's the message behind that? You know what I mean? So
Well, hold on for a minute. What's the message behind it? I don't think people get that. I don't think people really get that bit. I mean, obviously you learned that, and maybe you've had some trial and error in your beginning as well.
Yeah.
But how do people define that? How do they say, what's my message?
I think for different people, it's a different thing. Most of the people don't really care, you know, they just post a pretty picture and just, you know, just make sure that my hair looks good, my eyebrows are done, you know. For me personally, since I'm into beauty industry, the way whenever I post something that is related to like my face, you know, my makeup or something, it's me giving tips and providing them knowledge of like the products that I use, the products that are good, you know, and all that jazz kind of thing, you know. But I think for most of the people, you know, they don't really realize that you do have to think about this, you know. Each post is a key message to pass on to your audience, you know. So it's something definitely that people need to think of before getting into this.
When you first started on your journey of becoming a business person, if you didn't have that social media support that you had, those followers and that engagement, how much more difficult would it have been to build the business that you've got that's behind this?
I think it would be double, you know, in a way of that. See, the reason why, thank God, my business has been successful and we've been open only for like 3-4 months, but we've got the whole Dubai knowing about it already. But it's because, you know, people trust me as a social media influencer, you know. So and I was in the beauty industry already for like 2 years. So then when I launched my beauty academy, people are like, oh, okay, you know, we know her, we trust her. And they come over, you know, or they sign up or they call or they ask. But I did think about in a way that, oh my God, if I didn't have that audience, if I didn't have, you know, like people knowing who I am, how would it be? And I think it would be completely different and of course more difficult. So I think just I would work double as I worked, you know, on my marketing strategy, on my advertising strategy, because you're literally building a business from like scratch. I mean, even now I did build a business from scratch, but at least I had me behind this, you know what I mean? But if nobody knows you and you're trying to launch a business, you have to be very careful with your advertising strategy, especially. And definitely, I highly suggest to go like digital, you know, because digital advertising is just mind-blowing. I did see huge results from it.
There's people out there, and I'm sure some of you will ask the question of the comparison between YouTube and Google and Facebook and Insta in terms of what you use and how you use it. And there's some people that are YouTube fans and say, this is my platform and this is what I use. And obviously Google owns YouTube. And then you've got Facebook that owns Insta, and there's people that are on Facebook and Insta saying that's my platform and that's where I need to be. You can't obviously engage followers from both of those and bring them together because they're two separate platforms.
But you know, no, actually, I'll explain to you that in details.
Okay.
But you know, actually, I do have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all of that. And the good thing about this is that you can always redirect followers.
Yeah. You can redirect followers, I understand that. If you look at what I do through social media, Facebook and Instagram are the homes for what I do.
Yeah.
Because the eyes are on Facebook and people are scrolling through and I want them to pick up what I'm talking about and the kind of people I'm interviewing.
Yeah.
On YouTube, I find that less rewarding commercially, okay, than I find Facebook. And I think other people out there will have those kind of concerns as well. So, my kids, for example, if they wanted to be influencers, they would be choosing Insta and Snapchat, because they're the platforms that they use. Whether they're the right ones or the wrong ones, that's naturally where they go. Whereas the only time I use Snapchat is to talk to my kids. And what happens as well, from what I've learned, is that algorithms are changing with great frequency. Facebook knows everything about you, period, everything about everybody, and it's identifying companies' pages and individuals' pages and looking at them differently. And at the moment, it's on a big push for Facebook Lives to get promoted because it wants Facebook Lives out there. That kind of minefield, that really is a minefield for many people. How do you circumnavigate that? How do you work through it? Do you have a team that own that and you just let them get on with it? Or have you decided, I'm going to learn that and know that myself as well and make sure that as they do it, I'm keeping an eye on things?
No, I definitely, as much as I trust my team and, we work a lot on, brainstorming different ideas, even sometimes for my content, but I try to go over things always myself. If there's a new social media, app or whatever it is comes out, I study it myself. So for example, right now there's a new app that came out and everybody calls it new Instagram, which is Vero app. And, I made sure that I checked everything, the way how it works, is it actually my platform? Does it suit what I do? So I think for people, that's the first thing, if they want to get into social media and do something, either it's business or fashion or whatever it is, I think this is the first thing that they need to understand, which platform is going to work for them the best.
Yeah.
So, for example, for you have figured that your best platform to do things is on Facebook. This is where you notice a significant, change or gain of followers or whatever it is. In my industry, the best platforms that I have studied that works really well for me is YouTube and Instagram. Because, on YouTube, on Instagram, you have only 1 minute of uploading a video where you can show as much as you can. And, sometimes, especially with makeup, or hair or whatever it is, you can't really do much in 1 minute. So I had to always crop so much. And, that's why YouTube is another platform that I turn to whenever I want to give out and information more in detail. So let's say, for example, when I was launching Glam Jam Beauty Academy, I did a whole vlog on it on my YouTube channel where people kind of, we took them inside our company, our team, we showed everything. I spoke on the video more, explaining what's our key message of launching this company. So I think it's about understanding first, once you know what do you want to do, understanding which platform is going to work for you the best, So, but for beauty or fashion or being a social media influencer, you kind of have to be everywhere, So that's what I was telling you that I do. I try to be everywhere. I run a blog, I have a YouTube channel, I have my Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. But why do that? A lot of influencers choose not to do it, not to be all over, they focus on one. But I don't like focusing on one. Why? Because let's say right now, Instagram changed completely their algorithm. They made it so hard for people to be visible, on time feed or even your own followers. I make sure that, if Instagram completely dies out, I don't die out with it.
Yeah.
I've got my YouTube channel, I've got my blog where I have also a lot of followers. I have my Facebook page, which is also very active. So I'll always be safe kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spreading your risk, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. So, and even while I do have all those platforms, I try to redirect people, So if I posted something on my blog, I go on my Instagram or Facebook and say, hey guys, I did a new blog, go check it out. So you've got your subscribers, kind of going through all your social media platforms.
Following what you're doing, makes sense. You set up the Glam Jam Beauty Academy. I remember us talking about that coming about. Tell me about the start of that journey since you started and the success you've had so far. Basically,
I was starting up I would say it was definitely a tough journey because, you know, being still like, no matter how much knowledge I have about business or anything, you know, being a 25-year-old a woman, you know, trying to do what you need to do, and like I do have that, you know, strong vision into what I wanted to do, but it was still hard. Of course, there's things that I have seen that, you know, was a really good lesson for me, especially with people. You know, managing people, I think, was the first thing that I noticed that was not an easy task to do, you know, because you take kind of responsibility on those people. And, you know, with my tough personality, you know, it's not everybody who can get along with me. So I'm nice, but, you know, at work.
No.
At work, I'm completely different. I'm very focused, and, you know, that's what I want people to be as well. You know, I want them to be focused. I want them to love what they do as much as I love what I do, you know. And the message that I pass on to my team is that I am not the boss, I'm a leader. It's very different. You know, my office door is always open. My team can always come in, you know, talk to me. I told them that Glam Jam isn't only me. Glam Jam is all of them. You know, each one of them represent Glam Jam as, let's say, marketing or makeup trainer or, you know, whatever they do.
Okay, understood. Let me cut to the chase. How much do you charge to be part of the academy? How much do people need to invest?
See, the thing is, I try to cover all kind of people.
Budgets.
You know, budgets, obviously, and also how much you want to learn.
Yeah.
You know, so if you want to learn from A to Z, we do have a full complete course, which is 16,500 dirhams, but it's like a long course. There's a lot of things that we offer, you know, as discounts from brands, as a certification that is approved by the government. Or if you just want to learn 2 days for yourself, you know, you've got this package of 2,500 dirhams.
Okay,
You know,
so I've
where
got
you come and
a
learn.
2-day course of 2,500 dirhams, and I've got how long was the course for the 16,000?
It is 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's almost like doing, you know, your own, you know, mini college course, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
A 6-week course for 16,000 dirhams is nothing for the content you're providing, surely. And I'm not saying this because, you know, whether a business is successful or not has no impact on me and no impact on you. But trying to understand what represents value, I think, is a really important thing. And again, I know there's some of you out there that have the value question. So a 2-day course, 2,500 dirhams. A 6-week course, 16,000 dirhams. If you were to divide that, then how much is it per day? It's nothing, is it?
I know.
I'm going to work it out. Hold on a minute. I want to work it out because I just want to give it some perspective here for a second so that we can understand.
16,500.
16,500 divided by 6 divided by... are they doing it 7 days a week or 5 days a week?
No, they do it. So basically, 1 day yes, 1 day no. So that's...
Okay, so they're doing 4 days a week.
Yeah.
So they're paying 680 dirhams a day. But that's nothing.
I know, but...
People pay more than that to go for dinner. But they do, don't they? They pay more than that for a meal. So you've got this product that's on the surface of it, which I don't doubt the quality of it is high, the surface of it is incredibly good value. How many people have you taken on so far since you started that? Is that number a number that surprised you, or is it a work in progress number? Where are you up with it?
You know, actually, I was extremely surprised because I thought, you know, well, let's go a bit back. The reason why you're seeing these prices is because one of my things that I really wanted to achieve within this company is that I wanted to be the most affordable makeup training center in UAE. So that's exactly what we did. But obviously, it's because my operation cost is also, you know, lower than the other makeup training centers. So I didn't want to be greedy and just put a price on, like, just as everyone else, just to charge people, you know, money. I think the thing is, when you have a startup company, if you are just thinking about sales and just thinking about making money, it's not going to really work. You know, you need to have like...
I would argue at 16,000 dirhams, you're not thinking about making money. Honestly, I wouldn't know. I mean, for that kind of money, for what they get, that's way more value than 16,000 dirhams.
But for us also, it's not that we take only one student per class. So imagine if we've got 12 stations. So usually we have 5 to 6 people in one group, and per day we have 2 groups. So we're good.
So how does what's your motivator to do it? Are you excited to teach people this stuff because it's where your passion lies? Or are you excited for people to go and apply these skills themselves? Or are you just excited about being an entrepreneur now rather than, because you've moved away from being a social media influencer, really, haven't you? I mean, that still exists. And for all of you that are going to watch this that follow Eljammi, of course, that's where you get it from. And, you buy into it from that space. But really, is the journey of becoming a digital influencer compared to the journey of becoming an entrepreneur, is the entrepreneurial journey more fun, more exciting?
Yes, definitely. And I think even since the last time you saw me, and now I'm in a much happier kind of place. I swear. I'm extremely peaceful. Of course, I have a lot of stress, but I think that journey that I took on now is incredible. And for me, the fact is about, you were saying, what is it about people coming or applying skills? It's about seeing a person entering my company that I built from scratch. Literally I was putting bulbs in the mirrors, when we were launching the office, and I used to clean the floors, and it's just amazing seeing people entering that space and, becoming someone. When you see someone grow in front of your eyes and, getting, in our case, it's makeup or hair skills, and seeing them grow into that confident person, living with a certificate, with knowledge. And, I do, in many of these courses, I do a social media class with them where I actually sit down and I give them tips about social media. And, I explain to them that out of 100%, 80% is the psychology in your mind, and 20% is the skill that you have. So the first thing that everybody needs to start on, in my opinion, is definitely building that self-confidence within you. So yeah, that's the key message for me, seeing the person grow in front of our eyes, and that we were able to help someone to grow into somebody.
What do you hope to achieve in 2018? What's the goal?
I have so many I want to do everything.
Now.
I want to definitely think about franchising Glam Jam Beauty Academy, but within the years, not now. Now I just want to focus on Glam Jam Beauty Academy, because no matter how big I am as an influencer or whatever, it's still a startup company. And I do want to make sure that within this 1 year, I'll be kind of calm, knowing that it's running smoothly. So that's why right now 100% of my attention is definitely on Glam Jam Beauty Academy.
And if you could educate and put 1,000 people through the system this year, would that be a real kind of special moment to get through that
I always aim super, super high.
Yeah.
So that when I get high, I'm happy.
Yeah. Aim for the moon and get the stars. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So definitely I would be extremely happy to see that people are showing so much interest in our company and that they believe in us, because it's not just about paying the money and, okay, I enroll into your course. You actually trust us to put that and teach you that skill, because 80% of the people that we have coming in, mainly it's women, they think that, they're going to enter the place and become a makeup artist and everything. And I always explain, yes, you're going to do this course. You're going to learn the skills. You're going to learn the techniques to apply. But then once you go on your own, it's about your mind, how you set your mind and what you decide to do with these skills. Because I can go learn right now playing guitar, I would spend a lot of money. But then am I planning to become a musician? Yeah. What's my plan? What's my strategy?
How interesting when you remember that this young lady is merely 25 years old. That's literally how old she is. And to see what progress that she has made and how she has developed herself, not only as a human being, but commercially, and how she plans for the future, and the fact that she wants to have so much impact on others is really an aspirational story to hear, and definitely something that I'm going to be very keen to follow going forward. You truly are I promise you this, okay, because you know I interview a lot of people. You are one of my favourite interviewees, without a doubt. I have been fortunate enough to have my successes over the years, and I look back as to when I was 25 years old, and my journey started really at 23, and it took off, and it took me till I was 28 to kind of hit a certain milestone, and to see that there's someone young and dynamic and driven and refreshing as you that comes with that determination, but also with so much to give, I promise you, is very special indeed. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming and joining us on the show. If you want to catch up and hear more stories from this lovely lady, then all you have to do is make sure that you get out there and share this content. Make sure that you ask questions, leave comments, and engage with us. And I'm sure if we get enough of you out there that want to hear more, then we'll get her back on the show. And hopefully, if we can do a Facebook Live next time, we'll get her to answer all of the questions that you may have, so that you can inspire to be as good, or if not as good, better than this wonderful lady. Whatever you do today, make sure you get out and make it happen.
Bye.